What's going on, y'all? It's Jason Reviews here, back at it again with another video. As you guys can see, and as you guys know, the Chrome 23 I Do What I Want card just went down. 4 battle cards, so I'm gonna not be doing the top 3 most impressive or top 3 most disappointing performances. I am gonna give a quick, synopsis of the first 3 battles on the card, and then for this video, for the most part, it is gonna be a Geechi versus Eazy, the block captain, broken down, detailed review. Called pretty much by a lot of people, the majority, the biggest battle of the summer going into it, biggest battle in battle rap this year so far, super new age star with kind of that title for like that new age face. It felt like a crown match, man, I can't lie to you. Mega match, really the highest variety, and so many things went down, just extremely dramatic result. But we're going to start out first talking about the 3 battles on the undercard, and then moving into the review portion of the video. So, starting off from the first battle of the night, C3 versus First Lady Flames. Solid battle that I wanted to be better, but I feel like the thing that really held it back was mic issues here. Flames dealt with mic turbulence all 3 rounds. True pro, though, because I still think that she had a good performance through it. First round, her energy wasn't quite there, plus the mic, right? And then it ends up being C3's best round. I had C3 up 1-0 clear. Then going into the second, while the mic issues continued, Flames' material even stepped up and energy-wise. Really fire round, in my opinion. C3's second is good as well, but vocal stumbles as well. She's like, oh man, I messed that whole round up. Can't be doing that, you know what I'm saying? So I gave Flames the second, and then the third, not the craziest from either, but I thought Flames was still content-wise really getting at C3. I thought C3's third, a little bit more on the jokey side, both of them short, but Flames being a little bit more direct and attacking. So for me, I had First Lady Flames 2-1 second and third over C3. She called out 40 bars is next. Would love to see Flames versus 40 bars. Amazing pen matchup for the ladies. C3 called out Hustle. She's a legend in her own right. Would not mind seeing that. But emphasis on that Flames and 40, man. That would be a fantastic battle. Rewards her for the wins that she's had recently. Second battle of the night to get into is Rosenberg Raw versus Shayna Ashley. And let's just call it what it is. This was a body. This was one person not taking it very serious compared to someone taking it all the way serious. Shayna Ashley won all 3 rounds of this battle really clear. Disappointed in Rose's performance. I just think short prep is not for everyone. This back-to-back weeks with Mike last weekend, and now, or was it Mike 2 weeks ago, week and a half ago, and now you have Shayna Ashley here. And it kind of showed a lot of big girl jokes, a lot of flirting with her, a lot of, I'm going to have sex with Shayna Ashley bars, a little bit of a strange approach, while Shayna really just bombed on him for 3 rounds, man. It was a clear 30. There's really nothing to talk about in that regard. And Shayna was easily one of the best performers of the night. Please keep booking Shayna. Book her more often. That delivery is powerful. She's rapping great. She's one of the best deliveries in battle rap, female or male. And she's really been winning, man. So I love to see what Shayna's doing, especially after what Tori Doe did to their footage, and the fact she was still fire in that. Comes over here, gets a 30 versus a man. Gotta respect it. And then the second to last battle to talk about, easily the worst battle of the night, respectfully, was A-Ward versus Charlie Clips. Charlie Clips is known to have this alter ego of freestyling and not caring, and I call it Mr. Chuckles. You know what I'm saying? He's laughing, ha ha ha. And that's what you got here from Clips. From the first, when he started out with a stumbly fruit scheme, I knew where we were at. I was aware of the situation that we were in. Ward on back-to-back, having the verb battle so close, it's going to be on blackout, as well as Clips is going to be here in about 2 weeks. Just work great getting to them. While it is 2 big names, I just think their performance wasn't all that. Both their first are fire. Very fire, like pretty fire first from both. But the second from both is a complete dip-off. My man Clips did a cheesesteak scheme, and he said he go to Ishkabibbles, and then he get knocked out, and Ishkabibbles. What did he say? We don't know what he said. Got a haymaker reaction for not speaking English. It was a silly battle, though. I'm not going to just crash on it for too long, right? Personally, had Ward second and third. I edged Clips the first, gave Ward the second, although both of them pretty much freestyled their entire thirds. Clips' third is barely coherent. It's an underwhelming battle. For some people, it's an underwhelming debatable with the second going either way. Pretty confidently gave Ward the second, but really unimpressed with both of their performances. And it just goes to show this mid-card, outside of really Shayna's performance, was a little shaky until we got to what we came here for. The main event this card was built around, and now we can get to the Geechi versus Eazy the block captain review. So without no time. We're getting right into it. Eazy started off the battle choosing to go first, self-choosing, like no coin flip, which I thought was interesting, man. Usually you do this when you're going to diffuse something or want to be mentioned first, kind of snatch that energy in the room. Starts out with a bit of a slow opener, talk about the setting where he wanted the battle originally, wanted in a small room. Then gets in a little bit of angling already. You know what I'm saying? Your mom named you Marcus, and your street and your set named you Bay. Then who is Geechi Gotti? Kind of early on, setting a little bit of pace of what this first and second is going to be at, because it is an angle heavy Eazy performance. Then gets this thing where he addresses everything Eazy. Geechi's going to say on some 8 Mile stuff. He's going to talk about Rem. He's going to talk about me not going live. He's going to talk about gun titles. I'm a drug dealer. I got behind Rock to make a profit. Haymaker to start his round. From there, second haymaker he gets into, which, you know what I'm saying, is a funny one at that. If you heard I got beat up, someone put their hands on me and I ain't and they ain't dead, chances are I still got the female. Now, haymaker bar, a little bit of an omission, because what else could he be talking about, you know what I'm saying, with his whole, the situation. This battle's going to be based around very much, and that situation is obviously him and Remy being together, the papoose, which we'll get into more into the third round, but still a haymaker, that and the rock bar starts him out great. From there, he gets in the IG thread bar, definitely dope. It calls Geechi a sea creature. You know what I'm saying? We know what the term is in battle rap that they use for that. The imitation bar. And then from there, he gets into a part where he's jabbing, but I think it is a little bit light. The tampering bar, the blind date bar, the Uber bar, the smack a coward. It's like me getting sued, smack a coward. So he's jabbing a little bit in there, but nothing too crazy to me. Picks up again, though, with you don't got to talk to your homie on voicemail. I'll send you up there and make it a conference call. That was crazy. The Cody belt to die was cool. The Reaper, the Reaper taxes claiming the kids, I thought was decent. And then towards the end of his round, he has the Dirt Nap bar and the difference between Philly and Compton, explaining those differences. So I really like Eazy's first, not like an unbeatable round, but like a powerful first round. Goes on Geechi at the bottom of the first, and something you'll notice about Geechi's rounds for both of his first two except the third, I do think he starts a little bit slow. The Remy, I know you ain't fuck him opener. You know what I'm saying? It was funny. He knew he was good. He almost always tweets his opener out before his battles, so not too much of a shocker there. She been your manager. Let's see if she can manage to keep you alive. I like that. The Geechi safe from Pat bar was cool. He ain't from Philly. He just mimicking them answers. He's AI. He's a robot. He's mimicking them answers. He's AI. I like that. They gonna keep calling him the algorithm till doctors got to figure out the operations. I like that. And I don't think he was getting all the love in the first. People were a little attentive. That's what it comes with the home game. But the algorithm operations, I thought that was fire. The dance scheme was fire. Or you with the dance to get to the drugs. The Millie Rock, that he gonna have to get his cabbage patched. I like that. I thought that was a haymaker. The Coke so pure, it made him snore different, almost like a sequel to his bar with the reactivated his high again. Thought that bar was crazy. We gave the dubs away. It's like we was forfeiting. The residue under the nails, they look like French tips. So he's getting this trap bag, and even though he starts a little slow, I feel like he's picking up so much momentum by midway through his first. The bullet by my side longer than my wife was cool. My OG was on that water until I found out what Sherm was. I thought he drowned. That was crazy. Really, in all of his rounds, he writes uphill through the round. I ain't choose the block. I can't be the block captain. I ain't choose the block. The block chose me. The angle of Johnny Mac going into the first 48 bar. So now he's covering multiple topics. And then though at the funeral, what was this setup? The morticians had to put his face back together. Shit wasn't a joke, but they made it look easy. Really like Geechi's first round. Like I said, I think it's a slow cook. He starts out with a little bit punching here and there, but then gets in the angle punches mixed with the drug talk a little bit. Plus, he had a little bit of longer rounds than Eazy, it felt like. And in my opinion, the first is 50-50. It's extremely debatable. Not mad at Eazy 1-0, but for me personally, I edge Geechi the first round of this battle going into the second. So then we get into the second round of the battle, and Eazy's second is super duper angle heavy, and it's so personal that one could argue it kind of goes a little too personal away. And you understand what I'm saying in a second. He has the Geechi got kicked out of prison. Talk about how he had his DA bitch look up Geechi's file. it starts kind of going down Geechi's cases. How do you get 1% of your jail sentence? And then works an angle, which we'll talk about the topic Geechi second, about Eli the mayor, saying, did you kind of throw in allegations? Did you snitch on Eli the mayor? Talk about getting their cases separated. And ends up landed a really good punch out of it. I don't care about you hiding behind a tree. I just want to know if you hid behind branches of government, which is a very fire ender to an angle that it kind of was a suspect, you know what I'm saying? Wasn't selling it, lands a fire punch at the end. Refers to him as Geechi Gossip. Kind of funny considering, you know what I'm saying, the type of round this is. But the soap opera scheme, Living Single, I thought that was dope. Then he gets into dropping all of Geechi's, family names. Oh, we got the file on you. He says, I think his mother's name, his father's name, and like his baby mama's whole government name, you know what I'm saying? From there, getting to the, you don't, that work in an angle that he don't support his kids, child support don't support his kids, and then you were splitting money with Rum, you should be splitting money with your fucking son. So both of those angles, kind of a weird buildup, but the punch at the end is creative and crazy. Then gets into your dad caught a welfare fraud in 1996, breaking down how all of Geechi's family are thieves. So obviously it's like very personal to the core, names, dates, you know what I'm saying, all types of cases and things like that. The commissary, Coffee for Hustle, thought that was dope, but overall, not the biggest fan of Eazy second. Well, I think usually his angle-heavy rounds are his best rounds. This one kind of meandered in a lot of different directions, and then Geechi goes with 2 rebuttals to start his round, rebuttaling the angle about his BM, my kids live with me, my BM just salty, my kids live with me. And then the one that really, the rebuttal that actually didn't get as much reaction, that one gets over with the crowd well. And he brings out Eli the mayor. And even though there's not a lot of cheers, it's Eli the mayor being like, yo, I was his co-defendant. We were on a case together, which I'm not going to lie, kind of completely disproves that angle that made up, the branches of government joint, which it's tough. It's really hard to have a rebuttal that directly is in response in that moment, but right there pulls out Eli the mayor and kind of does diffuse a good amount of a round that, in my opinion, already wasn't really hitting that crazy to begin with. But from there, as I said, Geechi kind of has a bit of a slow burn with the punches. Without smack, Remy wouldn't know you would have to Google Chrome. Thought that was cool. Addressing gun titles, your name wasn't anything till you had your name in the titles. Thought that was cool. How you the captain, Remy making all the moves. How you the captain, but you don't call none of the plays. So he's angle punching. You were saying it's a little bit of heating up, although it's kind of slow. At this point, neither of their seconds I thought was really that crazy. And then from there is kind of where he picks up a little bit. Jokes on him. You know what I'm saying? For me, you signed a little flip to Remy to smack. I don't need a lawyer to get me out of contracts because I don't sign them contracts in the first place. Funny enough, a lot of this Geechi material, it's kind of been dropping hints at in the face-off all leading up to this battle, but it's still hitting in this position. You ain't got more moments, similar to the approach Calico took against Goods in his second. You ain't got more moments than Nitty, Rock, or Surf. You ain't got more battles than that. Kind of breaking down the workload compared to other legends, which always I think is a good attack. You had to join a female league to be the face. Thought that was dope. After this, I'm going right back to Smack. So who really does what they want? That was fire, and now we're picking up at the second. That's what Longer Rounds does, the mascot bar hit. After you had gotten a fight with Papoose, we were wondering if you have or have nots. That was crazy. And then without already, we kind of got an even round. Then he gets into the do angle, and it's kind of one of the best executions of the Hurricane do angle we've seen so far. She just hopes that you don't catch an attitude and keep it easy. Talk about, the domestic situation. The second you put... you had a big head, she held you down, and then you put her out the crib the second that you was past due. That was pretty fire. You had a battle with chest and started moving funny with your queen. That was fire too, man. And that's not even including the ending here, the Marvel scheme, also working off of that incident, and then the Fisher-Price little jab to end. In my opinion, there's debate in this second. I see it's this is, even though there's not too much debate going on for the most part in the majority, but the people that do have Eazy in this battle really are trying to give him this second clear. I'm really not seeing how. We talk about the gossip. A lot of people, I see people getting a Geechi for the gossip. I think Eazy second is one of the most detailed little personal rounds there is. He's dropping governments. He's dropping angles that really on the spot are kind of getting rebutted right then and there, while there is some cool punches. And while Geechi is a bit of a slow burn, he's able to cover the do angle really well, has the punch about the all-female league, you know what I'm saying? Has the punch, how are you the captain, but don't call none of the plays. I feel like this is much more of a personal tailored round, while Eazy second, while it is tailored, it's a little bit everywhere with all these different names and stuff. While I feel like Geechi has a little bit more of a streamlined attack and kind of rights uphill. So in my opinion, I had Geechi Gotti, like I said, edging the first, super debatable first, but very clearly winning the second round. And that leaves us with the third round of the battle. And Eazy's third, similar to his first. And this is a good Eazy performance. I really like his third. The URL, which we knew he was going to talk about, working the URL angle, how he stood up to the machine. And that's what his bar is about. He's like, I'm Will Smith and iRobot. I stood up to the machine to set all y'all free. I really like that. Personal favorite movie of mine, iRobot. Fucking love iRobot. Y'all watch me go from the phone to the TV, but swear that y'all don't mirror me. That was dope. Talk about how he made a league to step the difference in them making leagues, the way he worked that concept I thought was fire. Beyonce, everything for Bay, go to the left. Thought that was dope. So he's cooking here in this third. You can die 12 a.m. here, but it's 9 a.m. in Cali, so you wasn't promised tomorrow. Thought that was dope. The Spades bar, line curl around the corner, looked like we writing in cursive. Thought that was fire. The lesson in every bar, which usually is some of the best material he has, thought it fell a little bit flat. I like the Tesla plug in the car bar. But overall, Eazy's third hits. I might like his first a little bit more, truth be told, on the replay. Watched this battle about 3 times now. But I do think his third is powerful as well. You know what I'm saying? Very competitive first and third. And then Geechi goes in the third. Saw the Fiends OD off Rock. They was basically stoned to death. That opener was crazy. I like that. Thought that was fire. Gave him so much rock, it turned into Ben Grimm, the Thing, Fantastic Four. I thought that was cool. So some trap talk to open the third, which I thought Geechi worked a good amount of that in through the battle. You would expect that. These are two of the more, you know what I'm saying, renowned drug talk battlers that we've ever had in the game. My OGs gave me straps. I considered that as deposits. Thought that was dope. And then he lands a haymaker here. The first time my opponent stood in front of 3 rounds, God was the one who called time on him. Haymaker, that was fire. And then it gets to the part that really everybody's talking about. He starts really getting into the angles this battle is based around. Starting with the NDA. Why would you sign an NDA if nothing didn't actually happen? Starts using wordplay on NDA. And then the final bar of it is NDA stands for, you know what I'm saying, homie, you should have ducked at least. That was crazy. You know what I'm saying? The way that he delivered that, for those that have seen it, probably one of the crazier bars of the battle. Pap doesn't mind Remy calling you baby because last time he saw you, you was in the fetal position. So now it's a mix of that angling and straight disrespect, and he starts catching fire here at the bottom of the third. I'm from the era where if I fought, talks about the voice message out from Eazy, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking to his man's, the alleged voice message, although, you know, Hennyman, if I'm correct, we go back, did put a little bit of that out there in the atmosphere. But talk about his man's didn't fight. I'm from the era where if I fought, then my brother fights too. Thought that was cool. And then he gets into before he gets into the talk with Remy, he gets into the boss bar. And shout out to the boss. The boss, no, I love her, man. Fellow executive, champion gold executive. But a little shot at the boss there. Bar went over cool. Then he gets in the talk with Remy, and this is where things get kind of crazy. Why would you cheat with someone that can't fight? Or you should cheat with someone that can't fight next time. Talking about how Pap's been to all the Chrome events up to this one. How come Pap isn't at this one? You had this event put in Philly instead of New York so he could have the ups on him if it goes down again. I mean, really breaking down the situation. This is where the tension is rising. And then gets into the Big Gerald, Averb, Hitman flip. Talks to Remy in the same format that obviously Averb had his humongous Big Gerald moment against Hitman Holla. And it just all, I can't even explain it in perfection, but it's just the way he worked it. I didn't want to see you he didn't want to see you get stepped to by somebody that he knocked over and stood over like a step stool. He put you in the best moods. What was it? He was with you in jail where you was in there for 6 years. At nights, I bet he cried big tears. At all your biggest accomplishments, he was front row giving you the big cheers. I mean, it is gritty, vintage Gotti. It is a masterful third. And then by the end of it, you know what I'm saying? Similar to Averb saying, hey, yo, Big Gerald, he says, hey, yo, Papoose. That's the way you talk to your bitch. That is crazy. Ends it on a humongous haymaker. And then, similar to the Mike P battle, he does the use a bitch segment for Eazy. Use a bitch, you got beat up and you lied about it. Goes all crazy. I mean, really ends the third on the highest note of the battle. Geechi's third is going to stick out as one of the best rounds this year, and really one of the better Geechi Gotti rounds overall. I mean, a signature Geechi Gotti third, tailored, rivals a bit maybe of his Rock first. Probably prefer that round, but that's the type of round people were looking for, and his third is the round that gave it to you. And while Eazy had a very fire third, nothing to pick apart about Eazy's third, Gotti's third really was just that good, and in my opinion, also took the third clear, which, like I said, first is 50-50, but in my opinion, very clearly took the second and third. And I had Geechi winning this battle 3-0 over Eazy, the block captain. And that is, my full review here for Geechi and Eazy and really the whole event. And it's a battle that it's crazy to see, going into it. We knew all the pressure that was on both of these gentlemen in such a big match. It's kind of meant to be like for that new era crown, right? There's a lot of people that put that name on it. And like I said, the first is super 50-50. That's the biggest fight here. But as you get into the second and the third, I just think that Geechi really had Eazy playing into his hand. I think both of them were a little bit stumbly in this battle. Nothing that's like ridiculous or trying to take points really from either of them. I thought Eazy's third is extremely stumbly. I thought Geechi in the beginning of his second has some stumbles. But, as I said, I think Eazy talked, and I don't know if I mentioned it, but Eazy was talking through rounds a lot in that second round. And I just think that you can kind of see as the battle plays on, it just plays into Geechi's hand a little bit. Good Eazy at that. I mean, it's a good Eazy performance, but he didn't really address much of what probably a lot of people wanted to be addressed, some form of counter writing for a guy that, to me, is probably easily the best counter writer in battle rap, if not the best counter writer of all time. He's made such a name off of that, and Geechi, with these angles, there had to be some defense put up. And rapping good is going to get you a good performance, but he executed these angles as someone like Geechi would, being one of the best with this information when he gets stuff like this in battles. Going back to the second versus Math, one rounder versus Mike P, first round versus Tay-Rock, and now you get the third round, really the whole battle versus Eazy, the block captain. You get a mixture of punches, a little bit of rebuttaling, right, to directly deflect against angles going against you. Kind of what I'm talking about for Eazy. I thought Geechi even did that in the second. Real talk that people want to hear, a little bit drug talk in there for a matchup of guys that are two of the best drug talkers. I mean, it's just a complete performance. In my opinion, it is easily his best performance since Lux, and it might even be better than that, truthfully. One of the better wins in his career, and really held it down, man. I mean, it was an all-time great, having an all-time great moment. And even though he's taken some losses recently, wasn't the biggest fan of the Coffee battle, the Mook battle going the way it is. I personally got him beaten hollow, but many had him losing, right? He's been lazy. There was nothing lazy about this performance. He was locked in, and in my opinion, took all 3 rounds of this battle. But you guys let me know in the comments down below, how do you feel about this main event? How do you, who do you have winning? I feel like most of us got the same person winning, but let me know in the comments down below. What do you think the aftermath of this is going to be? And as for Eazy, I don't think much is going to change. I mean, this is a loss, and he's going to have to, his first real clear loss versus a top tier since he became a star. So there will be a little bit of, pushback, maybe some disgruntlement there. But Eazy's still one of the best in the world at this sport. I mean, everyone's going to lose eventually, and if you're going to do it against one of the best of all time, having an all-time performance. Replay battle to the value, too, so it's not like a body or anything like that. It's just a battle. I simply think one guy was better than the other, and I think after this, it's even going to be harder now that a little bit of steam is finally taken that angle. He's finally faced the music on it, getting right back to big-time matchups. I think Eazy is going to be still as good as ever, and as for Geechi, incredible win, incredible showing, and in my opinion, the performer of the night. But it's been J Smo Reviews again, y'all. I'd say overall event, I'd probably give it like a 7 out of 10. I'd say Geechi and Shayna were the absolute star performances of the night, and overall solid event from Chrome. But as I said again, it's been J Smo Reviews again, y'all. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you thought of Chrome 23's I Do What I Want event. I'm going to catch you on the next one, man. Peace.